For this video, we're going to talk about another type of graph called a bar graph. You've probably seen or heard of these. They are one of the most common types of statistical graphs, and these types of graphs are specifically used for categorical data. The first step is going to feel a little bit like a line graph, and that I need to draw and label my axes, and I need to scale my frequency axis. The very last step is just to draw bars. So let's go ahead and go through this process. We have an example here. It says make a bar graph for the data below, and I can see a table of eye color versus frequency for students in my AP statistics class. So I'm going to make my axes X and Y. For bar graphs, it doesn't matter which variable you put on which axis. I prefer to put the categories on the X and the frequency on the Y so that my bars go up and down. My bars are vertical. But you can flip that and have your bars go side to side or horizontal, and that's also okay. I'm going to do vertical bars because I prefer that. So let's go ahead and label our axes. I know my X is plotting eye color, and my Y is plotting frequency. The next thing I need to do is use the largest frequency to scale my axes. Looking at the frequency column in my table, I can see that my max is 27. So my y-axis needs to go all the way up to 27. So let's see how we can do that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Not gonna fit. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Oh, I need one more. So let's go ahead and scooch all of this down a little bit. And then we can go ahead and make this line a little bit longer. Okay, so that should allow me to count by threes. Ooh, except now my x-axis isn't on a line. Let's go back and fix that real quick. Scoochy that down. There we go. All right, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Perfect. On the x-axis, I need space for 4 bars because I have 4 categories: brown and black, blue, green, and hazel. So looking here, I can do a bar, and then a gap, and then a bar, and then a gap, and then a bar, and then a gap, and then a bar, and then a gap. That looks perfect. All right, so this first section is going to be for brown and black. This next section is going to be for blue. This section is going to be for green. And then the last section is going to be for hazel. For each bar, the height of the bar should indicate the frequency. So for brown and black, I'm going to make that bar go all the way up to 27. For blue, I only had 2 students with blue eyes in that class. So my bar is going to go up to 2, which is just under 3. I only had one Griei student in that class period, so that bar is only going to go up to 1. And then for Hazel, I'm back up at 2. For this bar graph, you'll notice that those last 3 bars don't fall on a grid line, and so we're not entirely sure how accurate that is. To make the graph more readable, sometimes you will see statisticians write the frequency above each bar just to help with that interpreting of the graph. Now it's very clear. Brown and black has the most at 27. Those others have 2, 1, and 2. All right, if you have any questions on how we made that bar graph, feel free to send me an email or drop by office hours. Otherwise, I will see you in our next video.